Super T Sigma of Sigma Programming. I'm going to do a part 2 to the direction of time. Because while I was talking about time and its direction and the fact that time is and it's ongoing, and as long as there will be an existence, you can say there will be a time. Even when you stretch on to eternity, where time itself really meaning just the accounting of existence on a 3D level, these things won't be factors anymore. There'll still be time. The idea of forever and it being no more time, again, like I said, is associated with certain conditions and is sent really just as notes, right? It's just minutes in a meeting. The idea of time in terms of 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, January, February, March, April, etc. What is time? Exactly. What time is, it's harvest. You say it's harvest? That's what time actually is. It's a field, like a harvest, really the action of harvest. What we're considering the field, and we're using one of Jesus's stories in the Gospels to talk about the harvest, because he was talking about the harvest to his disciples, and in this you had this imagery of a group of people just swooping in at some appointed time to quickly sift through stalks of wheat, pulling off the husk, gathering the wheat, and rushing off in different directions. This is the imagery you get in the storyline or in the parable. So with that, you had the wheat representing what? What is nourishing, the food, the part that you can use. And likewise, what is the husk? The part that you can't use, the part that's not fit for consumption. It's not really beneficial for anything. So that's gathered up and tied up in bundles, both sets. When the wheat is gathered, it's gathered in bundles. When the husks are gathered, they're gathered in bundles. The world is depicted as, or labeled as, the field. So everybody is born in the field. Say, well, the field versus, I wasn't born outside. No, the field is the world. The entire world. That's the field. Why I'm saying that it's harvest time, not just or so much in a way where it's predicated upon an upcoming event, but a closer look would venture you to really embrace a much more subtle, much more frightening yet liberating truth, which is this: time itself is harvest. Time itself is harvest. You can test this with your own senses, with your own life experience. What do you see with different people? What you see is some common ground. You see those who are loners, and you see those who join groups of people. You'll start to see patterns. You'll start to see similarities in people. You'll begin to see these things. And what it is it's a harvesting. It's a sifting process that's going on all around the clock, right under our noses, hiding in plain sight. This is what gives double credence to the phrase, watch the company you keep. Because one way to the extreme will only lead to segregation, isolation, and elitism. Watch the company you keep. Oh, you're not the kind of company that I need to keep. I'm on too much of, you know what I mean? It can turn into that. But watch the company you keep is also observing who you naturally gravitate toward. Because this is where you can see sometimes a disconnect in lip service. You might find a person who their pitch might be that they're the most agreeable, mild-mannered, meek, gentle, kind, compassionate individual there is to find. They are an earth angel, etc. But when you see the kind of people that they're interacting with, these are the ones, not all of them, but this is just an example of what you can see and what you probably have seen. What happens when they get in Walmart and somebody, that part. What happens when somebody cut them off in traffic? How fast are they to hit the horn, those earth angels, the quote unquote? How quick are they to give you the B side? They're promoting the A side. They're promoting the A side. The A side, they got a poster that says, I'm with the A side. Got a bumper sticker on the car. I'm with the A side. Chain, I'm with the A side. It's all A side. This is what you got. This is what it shows. This is what's on display. This is what the signage indicates. But the actions, you start seeing the people that they hang around. You start seeing the people that they talk to. You start seeing who they really tight with and the way those people are moving. And you start to understand that some things are just being advertised. That everything that's being advertised sometimes is not the real thing. It's like a pitch man at 3 a.m. He's telling you how good such a device works, and you're going to be inclined to believe him partly because you're sleepy. Don't let that go past you. You'll be inclined to believe them of their A side only if you're sleepy. If you're already burdened down with the cares of life, if you already got your own stuff going on, already got your own attacks, you already got a full plate, already have a full course load, already working a full week, already doing full-time work at home after the full-time, and where do you get to sleep? You don't get sleep nor rest. Can't even sit down because your spouse is just like one of the kids. So there's a harvesting that takes place, and you're gonna see where not even under a person's roof is liable to exemption. Even up under your roof, the scriptures were saying your enemies will even be in your own household. It'll be 2 against 3, 3 against 2. He said, I didn't come to bring peace. Everybody is saying peace. I didn't come to bring peace. I came to bring a sword. I came to separate the peacemakers from the war makers. I came to separate that. I didn't come with the kumbaya. I didn't come with togetherness. Time is not the unifier. It's an identifier, a signifier, but not a unifier. Be careful. Some of this unified thought energy is really people just looking for a bigger crowd to hide within, to blend within. They're still looking for a red sea of people to be swallowed up in and hidden under their pharaonic titles to be perhaps manifested as premiers later. But harvesting, the harvest, the fact that time itself is harvest, they're already clicked up with the people that they had to do dirt with in order to climb. So they're already in a bundle. And then you got the humble little few, the 2 or 3 of you. Y'all crew, y'all been tight since back in the day. Y'all don't hurt nobody. Y'all don't get in anybody's way. You know, y'all good with your money. Y'all good with your time. Nobody really pays attention to y'all. Y'all hardly ever get the credit that y'all may deserve. Y'all not even looking for the credit that y'all deserve. The only thing y'all want to have is a non-disturbed life. That group is being gathered up in bundles also, but not to be burned. That's the wheat. You're gonna be bundled up in groups. The idea of nobody being alone, this is real. You're not alone. You're not alone. This is true. You're not alone. But watch the crowd that you're with, though. Because, look, I'd rather be alone than to be grouped up with the husk for burning. I'd rather be a solo bushel of wheat all by myself than to be gathered up with husk to be burned. Now, I didn't always feel this way or think or care this way in my party years at all. But imagine if my party years from my 20s extended into my 40s. At that point, I may be gathering with the husk, especially if it's not on some grown jazz lounge, nice and mild, no more rah-rah. You know, we not stepping in the place where Mobb Deep is playing and everybody in there got on Timbs and, you know, we up against the wall with hoodies, people rolling up in the corner. It's not those days. I'm not that age. So I'm in a different bundle. I'm not standing out on the block. I'm in a different bundle. You choose your bundle. It's a bundle package. It's an internet bundle package. We have all entered this net called time. We have all entered the net. We're all internet. We've all entered it. Now, what we want to do around this web called time and harvesting is up to us. But you have some very clear identifiers as to where you are and where you're headed. You have markers. You're not left in the dark. This is sometimes why isolation can be dangerous if you don't have spirituality intact, because you won't really have a reference point but your own thoughts. And if your thoughts be unfocused, you can be in a heap of trouble and trapped in a room full of mirrors, so to speak. But in a crowd and with a group and with homies, you can see. I've seen the differences in my own life when I was hanging with the nerds, the geeks. Everything was smooth. The money was good. I had more than enough food to eat Chinese, more than enough money to eat Chinese food 2-3 times a day. Man, when I started hanging with the thugs, when I started hanging with people I started crossing paths a little bit too much with people who was on the run. Watch the company you keep. Just watch them. You don't have to suspect them, look at them suspicious. You don't have to evil eye them. None of that. No, just pay attention to the kind of people you find yourself always bumping into, hanging out with, having long conversations with, because this is going to show you a part of where you're headed. Because it's a web and we're all internet. We've all entered the net. We're all interconnected. So we have to make sure that we know that, because the husk is going to be set on fire. And a lot of people are like, you might be waiting for like some hell event to happen, and you don't have to do that. There are people in hell right now. They don't have to die, but they're burning up. Their conscience might be eating at them like a worm. They might be physically debilitated based on demonology. They might be breaking down. They might be losing their mind because they forfeited it, threw it away, put too much of the mental energy on the wrong stuff. So now certain areas of the brain are suffering from dormancy. These are real things. And these are all signifiers as to what bundle you will be a part of. What bundle? Because this is a bundle package. Life is a bundle package. See which group you fit in, because that'll tell you whether you're in the barn or going straight to the bonfire. Super T Sigma, Sigma programming. Stay illuminated, people. Peace.